welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, once more here in Novv's Sahagin lair, where we have our next rank up. Watching the spawn. Psst, Desiree, I wish to ask a tedious favor of you. There's a task to which I must attend. A task that will take me away from the nursery for a time. Thus, I would have you watch over my clutch while I am gone. You need not feed or discipline the spawnlings. Few, Ho and Seth have such duties well in hand. Psst. The coral trions concern me. It would be foolish to think our acts of sabotage have escaped their notice, and they surely desire vengeance. Thus far, my presence has been sufficient to deter any such reprisals. But should they learn of my absence... Psst. To where do you travel, Clutchfather? What is this task of which you speak? Do not question your elder, Seth. Your duty is to care for your spawn brothers. That and not more. Psst. I leave the safety of the nursery to you, Desiree. I will return as soon as I'm able. But, Clutchfather! I have never known the Clutchfather to leave the nursery in another's care. The fate of our people must hang in the balance. Shh, I wish only that he would trust us with the details. Spawnlings we may be, but we have taken our warrior rights, and yet the Clutchfather will not even describe to us the battles of his youth. Now that I think on it, he has told us almost nothing of himself. We know little of his past and his part in the old wars. Will you do something for me, Desiree? I want you to find out about this vital task and learn if there's aught we can do to aid the Clutchfather. Many of our older kin speak of him with reverence and respect. They live scattered about our territory. The Reef of Sending, the River Height, and even one on Moonshade Isle, or you may need one of Pa's apps to carry you there. Perhaps in their stories you might hear a clue we need to solve this mystery. Now, to get them to speak with you, you need to show them this shell inscribed with our clutch mark. That should cause their memories to tumble forth of their own accord. The elders do love to reminiscence about the old days. Let's start with Pa. Leave me be, Showaka. This is my isle. I'm harming no one. I just have some questions. Why do you carry Novv's clutch mark? Has he cast his lot with the Finless once? But it's too late for Novv. His time ended long ago. Zook is the champion of the spawning grounds now. No other warrior is fit to claim the mantle of the Scarlet She-Devil. Mark my words, he shall rise to greatness on a mountain of Shorewalker bones. So, does this mean that Novv was the Scarlet Sea Devil originally, and now someone else has claimed to the title? This is a sacred place, Showaker. Only the tridents of fallen warriors are allowed to impale the reef of sending. You come at the behest of Novv's clutch. The spawnlings wish to know more of a clutchfather, do they? It is odd that they send a showwalker, but then many things appear odd to my aged eyes. Listen well, finless one. Novv was once the undisputed leader of the Coral Tridents, a mighty warrior who thought of naught but glory and the prosperity of his people. You tell his offspring that. You tell them they ought to be proud of their clutchfather and his deeds. Leader of a Coral Tridents, huh? Why do you bother me, finless one? I did not summon any weavers to do my bidding. Novv's clutch have a few questions about him. So, you are the one the others have seen consorting with Novv's clutch. Fortunate for you that all showwalkers look the same to us. If you come seeking your Sahagin friend, I hear Novv has come to parley with Zook in the Serpent's Tongue. I can only guess at the subject of their discussion. Here, take your shell back, finless one. Okay, back to Seth. Well, Desiree, did you old ones have much to say? The clutchfather once led the Coral Tridents. Incredible. And now you say he goes to meet with the Trident's current leader. He cannot possibly expect to negotiate with those fanatics. The stink of ambush upon this parley reaches me even here. So, Clutchfather, that is why you chose to attend the meeting without your spawnlings. You mean to fight those savages alone? Finless one. Desiree. I would willingly face battle myself, but I cannot abandon my duty to protect my clutchmates. It falls to you to ensure this does not end in tragedy. The Clutchfather is meeting with a Coral Trident in the Serpent's Tongue. You're the only one I can trust to rescue him when the parley turns sour, and you can be sure it will. Okay. Let's watch this parley. You come alone into our lair, Novv? Your mind is as wilted as your fins, old one. Fair greetings to you too, young Zook. Shh, you have no right to call me by that name. I'm the Scarlet Sea Devil. Enemies of the Coral Tridents tremble at my coming. You would do well to show some respect. Calm yourself, Zook. I did not come here to trade insults. I only wish to talk. Have you thought about our future, Zook? The future of the Sahagin? Have you seen our people fade into darkness like an evening sun sinking below the ocean waves? Poetry, Novv? You've become even more pitiful than I suspected. You were once feared above all, bloodthirsty as a shark, deadly as a race sting, savage as a sea serpent, the terror of the indigo deep. You were the first Scarlet Sea Devil. Have you forgotten who you truly are? I consigned the title to the deep long ago, along with my heinous past. And that is why your legacy must live on through me. The Coral Tridents will thrust our spears into the very heart of this land and bathe in the gushing blood of the finless ones. If we lack the territory in which to spawn, then we shall take it by force. Our offspring will thrive on sand that has drunk the life water spilled from our enemies. I see my words are wasted on you. Is it so hard to understand, Zook? What we needed right now is diplomacy, not war. Your hubris will doom our spawnings to lives of violence and misery, with the edge of a soldier's blade where only a Cease? The only one doomed here is you. Did you expect to leave here alive, Novv? Kill the traitor. Whip off his fins. Strip away his scales. You said he was weak now. Feeble. Cowards. Spineless sea dogs. Return to the shallows, Zook. You're not ready for the ocean deep. This is far from over, old one. As the infirmities of age claim your vigor, I shall only grow stronger. We shall see which of us is remembered by history as the true Scarlet Sea Devil. Desiree, you stood ready to rush to my rescue? I smell Seth's scent in this. I yet think of him as my little spawnling, but his instincts are those of a warrior grown. My strength has not dimmed so much that I need cower behind the fins of my offspring. But you have my thanks all the same. Come, let us return to the nursery. It would not be wise of you to linger here. An explanation is in order, Desiree. Seth, I would have you hear this as well. I'm listening, clutchfather. There's much I have kept from the clutch, but the wreckage of my past cannot stay submerged forever. It is time to tell you my tale. 15 years ago, I led the Coral Tridents in countless acts of piracy. Pillage, slaughter, kidnapping. There was no foul deed I did not commit. For the shorewalkers of Lanesha, I was nightmare made flesh, a demon from the Indigo Deep, the Scarlet Sea Devil. All those I killed, all the land I seized, I did so for the future of my people. I had not a single shred of doubt that my actions were just. I was as zealous as Zook is now. It is tradition among the Sahagin that our queen, the Indigo matriarch, reward a proven warrior with a clutch of her axe. Such a champion earns the right to become clutchfather to the spawnlings that's hatched. Even among the elite, my victories overshadowed all others. The matriarch honored me with more than 100 acts, from which many healthy offspring emerged. My clutch was the envy of a tribe. Never in my arrogance and pride did I expect what was to happen next. I returned to my nursery after a typical campaign of looting ships, only to be greeted with a sight that haunts me to this day. The broken corpses of my spawnlings strewn atop one another in a gruesome mountain of death. This was an act of pure vengeance. The shorewalker had trailed me to our island home and waited patiently for me to leave. Then they put my children to the sword. I wept and howled until it seemed my sanity had fled. And then, all at once I understood. The blame for my spawnling's grisly fate, it belonged with me. Hate and suffering brings only more of the same. It draws you into a whirling maelstrom of reprisal and retaliation that leads to naught but soulless abyss. My salvation lay in the few unhatched eggs that had somehow escaped the bloody retribution. I cast away my hollow dreams of glory and focused on raising my surviving sons. You and your spawn brother, Seth. The Scarlet Sea Devil died that day, and Novv the Clutchfather was born. Psh, I'm proud of you, Clutchfather. We will stop the Coral Tridents. I promise you, not just for our shelf, but for the clutchmates we left behind. Does it all make sense now, Desiree? The reason I recruited you to our cause? To be truthful, I've never forgiven the shorewalkers for what they have done. But I will never let my actions be guided by rage, for that path will not bring us the peace I desire. No, I would create a legacy worth leaving my children. Let us continue building that bridge, Desiree. You achieved friendly reputation with Novv's clutch. New Sahagin beast requests are now available from Seth. And wider selection of the vendor, and Seth is here. And as they have the tokens and the materia, this is the last for this beast tribe. There's word that the coral tridents have perfected more powerful versions of their unnatural whelk ballistae. It appears that much effort has been spent in breeding larger, more robust shellfish, but tridents mean to take no chance when they attack the tight gauge. Fortunately for us, these unnatural weapons are yet being tested deeper within the spawning grounds. Now is our chance to destroy them before they can be transported to the front lines. Any attack on the ballistae will likely bring swift reprisals, so be ready to defend yourself against the guards. The Finners once called us beast men, but even I shudder at the recent brutalities enacted by the serpent reavers. If we are ever to bring an end to the escalating violence, then the leadership of the reavers must be crippled. There's little room for subtlety here. Rush into the serpent's tongue like a breaking wave and lay the tattooed shorewalkers low. Their officers are sure to appear when your presence becomes too deadly to ignore. In the port found within the spawning grounds, the tridents have been stockpiling the goods pillaged during their raids. Lamp oil, foodstuff, precious metals, all manner of supplies that could be put toward their war efforts. I want you to take this flintstone and burn the lot. Leave them nothing but slag and cinders. The flames will likely summon the guards, but that shouldn't worry a mighty warrior such as you. Okay, then I do other quests first. I don't want to deal with a fate while I'm otherwise there. Now, the reinforced ballistae are here. Bit to the west of the old one set. Burn. We will roast you in your own flames, Sahagin. There's the officer. Drowned gunner chief. Steerman chief. And back to the clutch. Okay, the ballista are gone. Psst, another victory for our cause. Should the tide gauge fall, there would be no end to our battles with the showwalkers. We attack, they counterattack, and the unbroken chain of retaliation pulls more tightly around our necks. A simple truth, but one that my fanatic kin seem unable to grasp. Thank you, Desiree. The body of the serpent will flop aimlessly for a time, but such vile creatures always grow a new head. Stench of smoke yet clings to your shorewalker. Lamp oil burns most fiercely, does it not? You've done well in depriving the Tridents of supplies. But I fear they have developed a taste for pillage. I will keep an eye for more flint. Okay, and I need 510 is quite a lot. Yeah. Okay, but that shall be it for this episode. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I am Ace, and don't get lost.